Using the files that we downloaded from the Department of Public Instruction, we're going to do some work in Excel to put both of these data sets into one Excel file and just clean up the information that we have a little bit. So we'll start with table 25. This is the file that has the name ranking _no_CN for the child nutrition per pupil expenditure being excluded. And I'm actually going to go ahead and rename this worksheet by double clicking on it. I'm going to name it table 25. And I'm also going to do a little bit of cleaning up that's going to help us later on in the analysis we're going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is move the information here in the first 3 rows because I want my header information to be at the top of this file. So I'm actually just going to select those 3 cells and I'm going to drag it somewhere over to the right of the screen. Another thing that can be helpful often is saving the original source of this. I'm going to actually include the URL. I'm going to copy and paste that in this Excel file, as well as just making a note that it came from the statistical profile data from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. That way, if we come back to this data sometime in the future, we'll be able to find more updated information. And again, I'm going to delete these first 3 rows so that the first row in our table here will begin with our heading titles. Next, I'm going to open up our table 24. I'll need to enable editing in this one, and I'm going to move this file into our other Excel file. So I'm going to move this worksheet into the other Excel file. I'm going to right click on the worksheet and go to move or copy, and I'm going to move it to the ranking _no_CN file. I'm going to select create a copy, and so now both of these tables are in the same Excel file. At this point, I'm going to save the Excel file as a new name. So I'm going to save it as an Excel workbook, and I'm going to call this the per pupil expenditures PPE _NC DPI, and I'm going to save it as today's date, just for tracking purposes as we make updates to this. And the same thing, I'm going to do the same thing for table 24 that I did to table 25. I'm going to move this information off of the first 3 rows and delete those first 3 rows. So we start with the heading as the first row. I'm going to rename this as table 24. So now we have table 24 and table 25. I'm also going to copy this URL information over our table 24 so we have this here as well. And one thing I like to do is also color the worksheets that are associated with my original data and make those as red. And what I also prefer to do is not make any edits in this file beyond just maybe some minor formatting that I've completed. We'll make those edits as we do further analysis so that we can always go back to unedited original data if we have some question about what has been done or if we've made some mistake with the data.